Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of these. Yes, it has been a while since, I say this a lot, don't I? It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. Just got a lot going on, so I don't really have time to sit down because these things take about 2, 3, 4 hours depending on the content. But I thought I'd ease myself back into it slightly by picking the lowest of the lowest hanging fruit. Good old chum, Level Earth Observer. Now, I know in the past I've said I have a bit of a problem with listening to his voice, and this isn't anything personal. It's quite literally physical. As I said before, I suffer from misophonia, which is the issue you have when you don't like the sound of people talking while they're eating. Which has become a bit of a problem at the moment because I work in somewhere where there was a service counter, like a sales counter. And the last couple of times, I mean, I had a guy who was halfway through a sandwich, and the second to third customer along had a full Ginster's pasty in his hand. It was chomping away. I'm like, I'm going to go and sit down in my chair, and I'll let someone else deal with this because, well, one thing again, it sets me off, and two, it's just really rude. Anyway, off on a tangent already. So, Level Up Observer. Not much has changed since I spoke about him last. He's still got the same mantra. He's still saying the same things. I was considering doing a compilation video of his mantra. Atmosphere can't reside beside a vacuum without a solid border. Cranes can't stand flush and plumb without standing on a wobbling earth. And the level water always finds its level garbage. Demonstrable realism, tested and verified by all the same usual bollocks that has lost all meaning, especially to people who know how science works, which he does not. And in the absence of new things to talk about, Mr. Level Observer is now having a go at balloons. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Doubling Down on the Derp. And this is quite derptastic, really, as per usual, with our resident local. I said earlier about the voice thing, but as it happens, I was thinking about pitching up, pitching down, just to take the edge off the tone of his voice. The condescension, the patronising nature of his intonation is still there, but I think he's having a bit of a problem with his phone.
Look how silly this is getting.
Does sound a bit ropey, mate. I know he wasn't fantastic. I was going to pick him up on this. He's not fantastic at because all he does is he talks into his phone. He's probably got his phone right here. I do need a new case. He probably just literally just stands here with a phone like this, talking into it, and then he presses the little orange button, which I think is the Mobizen screen capture app. But he's pressing the wrong button. He's allowing the audio from the speaker go into the microphone rather than the system recording the microphone itself or recording the audio itself internally, which you can get it to do. But then again, the man isn't very intelligent, so I won't hold that against him. But anyway, let's get back to this video.
Welcome to space and a whole new perspective on our planet below.
Well, like a West Country AI here.
That has got to be a new record. You're less than 30 seconds into your video and you've already made your first mistake. That's not a West Country AI. That's Amanda Utter. She's a professional voice artist who's been doing this kind of thing for decades. That really is quite impressive.
At Space Perspective, we've developed the world's first carbon-neutral spaceflight experience. We've completely reimagined human spaceflight to be as gentle on our Earth as it is on our explorers.
Yeah, you heard it right. They've reimagined space flight for you. So you can now go to space in a balloon.
Cool, sounds like a right laugh.
Spaceship Neptune is designed to be the most accessible way to travel to space. With no rockets, heavy G-forces or training required, it's as easy as being on an airplane. The spacecraft features a pressurized capsule that accommodates 8 explorers and a captain, and a space balloon which propels the capsule to 100,000 feet at cycling speed, about 12 miles per hour.
I hate to break it to you,
Let's go. I'll be right.
But 100,000 feet doesn't even come anywhere near the official Kármán line, which is supposedly where space begins, which is what, 62 miles, I believe, off the top of my head.
Let's take this opportunity to do something I think Elio has either never done or just really struggles with. Research. If we look at the Space Perspective website, which is very flashy indeed, we can find out some facts about the experience, the balloon and the pod. Spaceship Neptune takes explorers to about 100,000 feet, an altitude that meets US requirements for being regulated as a spacecraft, 30 kilometres or about 98,000 feet. At this altitude, you'll be able to see the curvature of the Earth and experience the overview effect, a cognitive shift reported by some astronauts while viewing the Earth from space.
100,000 feet's just under 20 miles. You're way short of the official story regarding space.
And while Level Up Observer is actually correct when he says that the craft won't be going anywhere near the Kármán line, there's one thing to take into account here. Space Perspective is a company trying to sell a product, and want to fluff it up as much as they can to get bums on seats, sweetie. However, despite the craft not reaching the aforementioned Kármán line, it will reach the minimum height at which the FAA will deem it a spacecraft. It's all on the website, so thus far, complete transparency from the balloon guys. Carry on.
And bearing in mind, space in itself, that is a vacuum residing next to an air pressure system without some kind of solid wall to separate those two from each other. That's impossible. You need solid separation.
Sorry, just filling out my Level Up Observer bingo card. Doesn't understand anything about pressure gradients. There we go. Continue.
So no one goes to a vacuum anyway. And they're spelling it out now, telling you it's just high altitude space, whether it be on planes, balloons.
Bless you.
And do people get on rockets occasionally? I don't know.
Well, what you don't know could fill a warehouse, mate.
I've got mixed thoughts about that.
You mean the hundreds, if not thousands of hours of footage of astronauts climbing into rockets from various space agencies all over the world? God, you're picky.
But here now, you can go to space on a balloon. Never mind the fact the balloon's 40 odd miles below the official line of where space supposedly starts. You're going to space.
Yeah, they hid that little nugget of information on their website. Remember, selling a product, not trying to rewrite space travel. Felix Baumgartner already did this a few years ago, remember? Although his chair was less comfy and he did take the quick way down. But I digress.
When returning to Earth, the spacecraft descends another 2 hours until it reaches the ocean for a gentle landing, thanks to our patented splash cone, which attenuates.
You've really got to get better at timing your pauses. Max can do better than that.
If anyone sees any curve and this thing actually happens, we all know a curve will be optical and not physical. Any supposedly seen will be optical, not physical. That's not my opinion. That's a scientific, demonstrable fact.
Go on then. Demonstrate to us all how it's all going to be optical and not physical. Oh God, he's probably got a new mantra, hasn't he? Your previous track record of proving anything you claim is 0 out of several hundred, if not thousands by now. Claiming something, but then doing nothing to follow up other than claiming, is the egomaniac's version of trust me bro. Your reputation in this regard doesn't do you any favours.
Look at the windows on this thing here. They're like an eyeball here, this cabin. And you've got curved windows. So if this is real and anyone does go up, any so-called curvature is going to be optical, whether it's down to your eyes or the viewing device or the windows or whatever you're looking through.
Wait, let me guess. Once they get up to a certain height, all the windows will suddenly turn into plasma TV screens showing a CGI depiction of the globe beneath them. Or are we just saying that viewing anything through curved glass will distort the view so that anything you look at will look curved when it isn't? You tell us, mate.
While explorers are in flight, they'll be able to walk around comfortably in our cabin, which is far different from the stark white aesthetic of modern spacecraft. Inside, you'll find Wi-Fi, and all the amenities you'd expect in a first-class space lounge,
This looks amazing.
including a world-class culinary program and bar. There's also a bathroom, the world's first space spa.
Oh, I'd like to have seen your design there of your toilet. Because NASA, they really messed up with theirs. But hey, that was a different video.
No idea what he's talking about there, but just again goes to show how much research is done into this. Images of the toilet are in fact available on the website, or toilet/spa, and they actually go into quite a bit of detail about how it works. Plus it's yellow. And look, clear glass on the windows, so you can look out on the splendour of the majesty beneath you as you drop the kids off at the pool. And rest assured, if more than 3 women go up at once, 2 of them will go into the toilet together and there will be a queue outside. Sorry.
At Space Perspective, we are driven by a desire to share the transformative power of space travel. We know that looking down on planet Earth from the deep blackness of space, the quintessential astronaut experience, will radically shift one's perception of our world and our place within it. We call
Ridiculous.
What was the point of that? Who's he trying to convince? The viewer or himself?
this the Space Perspective, and we look forward to sharing it with you.
I call it utter f***ing nonsense.
Language? To be completely honest, he does sound a little bit stuffy and bunged up here, so I can cut in some slack. But it's a balloon. No need for the potty mouth.
You've lied to your viewers. You're lying to your customers. I noticed we got some one-eyed symbolism here as well.
Yeah, it's an eye. Eye as in perspective. You use your eye to see perspective. Never mind. It's just probably too subtle for you to comprehend.
To top off this silly pantomime of stupidity,
Oh, pantomime. That's another one for the bingo card.
your balloon goes up, if it does go up, to 20 miles, and you're claiming it's going to space, even though the official line start of space is 62 miles. It's a joke.
No, it's stretching the allowed truth to advertise a product, which every single company on the planet does. And as for if it'll actually get into space, they've already had a test launch, which was completely successful.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a believer of the mainstream, start asking yourself, why are you being mocked by the very people you're trying to defend? They're embarrassing you. This is embarrassing.
Oh, how so very correct you are.
Balloons to so-called space. They're lying left, right and centre. The stories don't add up. There's no science for the globe earth theory. Only lies and misrepresentations and attacks of straw man things that these clowns, these propagandists try and pin on you. It's ridiculous. And then you look at what's coming, the future of space. It's f***ing balloons.
You said it, buddy. Look, as I said before, this is a private company trying to raise a large amount of money to make this whole project financially viable. Thus far, they've managed to raise about $44 million in capital, and the whole thing is expected to raise $100 million overall. They need to start making that money back, and to do that, they have to have a nice flashy website with soft focus on the pictures, and everything's purple velour. Zach Brannigan would love that. But I had a look into it, and if you want to go, it's $125,000 a ticket with $1,000 deposit. Adverts for a product or service are fluff pieces. They always have been. We know the science is sound. Things have been sent up on balloons for ages. Weather balloons, that wacky Chinese satellite that drifted across America. Oh, the fun and japes they had there. A lot of people aren't suited for rocket travel. And even though was it the Blue Origin and the Dragon or whatever, they just went up, had a look around, then came back down, including very, very elderly William Shatner, bless him.
No description can equal this. Wait.
That takes a lot of effort and it takes training. With this balloon capsule, you pay $125,000, you get on a capsule, you sit in a comfy chair, and you are wined and dined while you look out, look out for your windows and take your photos and your videos. Does look like a laugh. And if I had that much money to spare, you bet your ass I'd go up there. I'm not sitting on a epoxy rocket, those things go bang. So, in conclusion, once again, Level Up Observer proves he knows very little about pretty much anything, but says what he says with the utmost confidence, which normally you would say would be to his credit, but when somebody is humiliating themselves every time they make a video, after all, it really gets hard to watch. If only he'd learned to do a little bit more research into the things he tries to critique. I mean, the first thing he said out of his mouth was wrong, and it took me 30 seconds to find out the voice actress, the voice artist who did the voiceover for the video, and find out more about the venture itself, the balloon, the spacecraft, whatever they're calling it, and the toilet. He mentioned the toilet and didn't even look into it. It's on their bloody website. So all things considered, he doesn't know how to do any research, and by the sounds of it, he's forgotten how to use his phone as well. So, but then again, it does sound like he's under the weather. So get well soon, I suppose. That'll do for today. Thank you very much for watching. As I say, I'm not going to be posting that often because I really haven't got the off time to sit down here and work on a video for, like I said, recording's half an hour and editing's 2 to 3, if not more, every time. I've got a little bit too much going on at the moment. I'm playing too much Raft for some reason. I must make a video with Max once he gets himself sorted out. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Do all the usual. Apparently the algorithm likes it when you say that. Okay, tell you what, if I get another 100 subscribers by Christmas, I'll try to do a video a week. How's that sound? Perfect. See you next time. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.